Like this is on because we're rolling. Hi you guys, my name is Tayazadeh and I'm here to talk about my weight loss journey so far. December 23rd maybe? I started Ozempic and I have some thoughts. As someone who grew up in a bigger body and, you know, always was in a bigger body, having a bigger body it felt like my norm. It still feels like my norm, but I always knew that something has to be wrong here because I played sports my entire life. I think from the time we were able to play sports to the time that I stopped playing sports in high school, there was probably a 2-week gap each year between breaks in sports. And I remained the same big body girl my entire life. This was something that I was like, okay, some of us are meant to be bigger, which is totally fine. But I always felt like, man, I am fighting this body for so long. Like, am I just meant to always be this way? Because I never fully felt like I was living in my body. I am still learning, still on the journey to loving whatever I got going on. I've definitely, you know, jumped some hurdles to understanding some things about my body, and we've made progress, but I took some notes because I have some thoughts on this background. I'm 30 years old. I live in Las Vegas. I have no kids besides my dog Blue. I have no health issues besides being anemic. Did I say I don't have any kids? I think I said that twice. Make sure you know that. I have no children. I'm not pre anything. I'm normal. So for all, you know, things that I don't have going on, you would think losing weight would be easy. I fluctuate between the same, I don't know, 5 to 20 pound loss for a really long time. I'm the type of person, because I was an athlete, I always equate that I'm not doing enough weight loss wise to not working hard enough. And maybe that's a flaw on my end, but I do the same thing when I work out. Like, if you're not sweating, it wasn't a good workout. Like, I have issues. Yeah. That might be it. I've done the counting calories. I've done the, obviously I've done like the keto, which I did not care for that. I've done, you know, the intermittent fasting, which worked, but again, obviously didn't work for me. I've done like all the quick fixes, reevaluating. I've done the calorie counting, and it just never holds. It'll work for maybe like a month. And then next thing you know, nothing's happening, nothing's moving. And I'm still doing the same things that I was doing to lose the weight. That's kind of like the history and background of where we were before I started this shop. What really started it all for me, I went to the doctors and he was like, have you ever considered weight loss surgery? And I was just like, you know, it's crossed my mind. I'm not really, I know people who have weight loss surgery and, you know, that's the path they chose. But I was not considering weight loss surgery. And he goes, well, your insurance will probably cover it. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm still trying to actually learn, like, you know, portion control and everything like that. And I just found it really weird that he was pushing for the surgery versus like nutrition and like helping me figure out that route versus like going under anesthesia and having a serious medical procedure. Like, that's not weird. My mom was mentioning like, go get your thyroid checked again. Got my thyroid checked again and everything came back normal. We do have, you know, what are some background history things we have in our family? Thyroid issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, lymph node issues is now what I'm figuring out because I have a swollen lymph node. So there are the precursors there to having serious like weight issues, but I have not been diagnosed with any of those things. And I don't want it to come down to that. I don't want to be on a medication for anything. I don't want to be, you know, relying on a medication to keep me alive. Like, I just don't want those things for myself. December, I decided it was time to see a doctor and just kind of ask the questions. I've done the research. I watched, you know, people's journeys on it so far, and I've seen the good and definitely seen the bad. So I went and saw the doctor, and here's what I thought was great. Okay, so the doctor comes in and he's like, you know, what are you trying to get out of this? And I was like, you know, I'm really, one, lose weight, obviously. Like, I would be lying if I said I wouldn't. I want to lose weight. But I told him, you know, I want to lose weight. I want to feel good in my body. Like, I want to develop those natural feelings of knowing when you're full and how to decide when you're full and when you should stop, because I don't have those cues. He said, this is not a I got the shot and lose weight solution. So he was like, you know, you're going to get this shot, but every single day you should be moving your body, which is no problem for me because I do that already. And then he's like, this is not a quick fix. He's like, you will see the results, but you need to be putting in the work, both in the kitchen and in your body. Perfect. Got it. He's also on the shot. So that makes me feel really good because, you know, not all doctors do what they're out there pushing, right? So not all eye doctors have LASIK. In fact, I don't even think I know a doctor who's had LASIK eye surgery, but yet people get LASIK, you know what I mean? So having the doctor on the shot as well is really, really nice. Nutrition. So nutrition, he just kept pushing nutrition and the things that I should be incorporating at each meal. And I really like that. 1 month in, and here is what I've noticed. I eat one meal and I actually feel full. So before, after I eat, I would be thinking about my snack, the following meal, and that meal snack, and then what I can squeeze in right before bed. And I never felt full until it was too late and I felt sickly. I noticed slight constipation. Now, as someone who has IBS, the constipation was nice in my opinion, because before I was going to the bathroom 6 times a day, and now I go 3 times, maybe 4 if I'm, you know, really pushing it, but it's solid now, so that's exciting. Is this TMI? I'm not sorry. Someone needs to know the truth here. My portion control before was not true portion control, so I really thought that as long as you were eating bigger volume, healthy stuff, that it didn't matter your portion, which still may be true, but I'm realizing that what I considered healthy stuff was not really healthy stuff, just because it, you know, looked kind of healthy looking on the bag or on the box. It doesn't mean it was a healthy option. I still crave things, but once I eat, that kind of like food noise is gone. So like, let's say I'm craving chocolate. All right, the craving's there, but once I eat something, not necessarily the chocolate, but just eat something, all of that's gone. And times are changing, y'all. Making sure I drink water. So before, yes, I was trying to get my water in, but on the shot, it's kind of required that you keep your water intake high, because if not, you will be constipated and no one likes that bloated feeling. So again, making sure that I get my water in. The last thing that I've noticed is how much junk is in our food. How much unnecessary product is in our food, the additives. We don't need all of this. And I've, you know, had to look at box labels, had to look at nutritional value of things, had to look at what's in it to see what's really being put in my body. And what I'm seeing is absurd here. We should be ashamed of ourselves. And this is why we're probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest countries, because we have all this unnecessary in our food. You know, for us growing up, you know, we weren't the richest of families, but we weren't the poorest, but still the option was get something that'll last in the house. You know, not a vegetable that's going to go bad in 3 to 4 days, or fruit that's going to go bad in 3 to 4 days. It was get something that would last. Month 1, that is what I noticed. My plan is to share weekly updates, as long as it doesn't mess with my mental health at any point. But I do want to just show like the real and raw of it. I think total, so my appointment's tomorrow, but this will be edited and put up by tomorrow. So if everything goes right, I probably lost 10 to 12 pounds this month, with it being my first month on the shot, which is amazing. And it makes me excited to see what can happen, you know, month 2 or month 3. But I also had stalls in there. So I had weeks where I didn't move at all, and I was doing the same thing that I was doing the week before. And it really is just teaching me like If you stick true to what you're doing, how you're eating, and don't give in to that, like, okay, well, nothing changes, so nothing's going to change, so I'm just going to go back to previous ways, that, you know, it will come if you are in a deficit and if you are paying attention to what you're putting in. Document this for myself, and if it helps someone, great. But I'm hoping that it helps someone who is like me and avoided going to the doctor and really asking for help, because sometimes you really just need that help. You need help, and I don't think it's embarrassing anymore. I think that because for the longest time I just kept saying, like, if I could just get a jump on it, if I can just get a jump on it, I know what to do if I can just get a jump on it. And right now I have a jump on it and I feel great, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. And again, I'm just gonna keep showing the real and raw of this, and I hope you guys will join me. And if you do want to follow this journey, be sure to subscribe, like, share if you feel like your heart desires, and I will see you next week. Bye.